What's up, Chad, and welcome to today's video. So today I want to talk about a project called Liquid Capital. Now these guys are an auto compounding rebase project. Now we know the rebase season has been long finished that we had early this year, from the start of this year right through until around about April time. We had plenty of these projects and different forks of these projects that were released. Some of them did very well, and a number of them, Titano, Libero, Seifu, Sphere Finance. People made a lot of money off them, but just like a lot of the trends in DeFi, they all come to an end one day, and then all these kind of projects stop performing, especially with him being in a bear market and the market crashing as hard as it did. Pretty much about 90 to 95% of these projects ended up dying, and then they started drying up. New projects stopped coming out because people became, much less interested in these protocols. So yeah, that's why you've seen me covering, these projects much less at the minute, because there isn't as many of them, and they're not performing as well. However, this one did get my attention because it is a little bit different and it is kind of a large project. It's definitely caught the interest of a bunch of different people for a few different reasons. So yeah, I wanted to cover it today and show you guys this opportunity, especially because they are actually in their pre-sale phase at the moment. It is open. Their pre-sale will be open for 2 weeks, officially from yesterday, I think, or the day before. So it will be open for a little over 1 more week anyway. So this is definitely a time-dependent video. So you got to watch the date this video comes out and know that you've only got about just over a week to contribute to the pre-sale if you're interested. So Liquid Capital, they claim to be a newer DeFi. One thing to note is Liquid Capital is kind of the name of the ecosystem, I guess. And the first project that they are releasing, Liquid AR, which stands for Liquid Auto Rebasing, is just the first project. Apparently there is going to be more projects in this ecosystem, and the current pre-sale for Liquid AR is just the first project. Now, if we scroll down on the website here, you can see a bunch of the stuff that they want to offer. Talk about having a circle of trusted partners, which is something I want to get into in a little bit more detail. These guys have got a bunch of different partnered projects that they've partnered with so far that are all playing a part in the pre-sale of this project. There's a list of them. We're going to go over that in a minute. DeFi as a service. So these guys, basically what they want to do is they want to help out a bunch of different DeFi projects that currently exist, using their expertise and knowledge, professional services to do that. They want to have a DeFi educational platform, a launch pad, and this is their first protocol that we're talking about, the one that's currently in the pre-sale phase, the Liquid Auto Rebasing project. Now, here's a little bit of information about the Auto Rebasing project. I mean, it's a pretty typical Auto Rebasing project. They have got the dynamic APY, which we saw, towards the end of the Auto Rebase season. These projects that were able to change their APY depending on, certain market sentiments. If the market was dumping, obviously it would be a lot lower. If the market was pumping, then they'd be able to increase that. Rebase is paid every 30 minutes. Taxes are variable as well. They're able to change the taxes, move it up and down, depending, I guess, again, on market sentiment and stuff like that. And apart from that, it's a pretty straightforward auto rebase project. In terms of the roadmap that they've got, it's something that you would expect from a normal DeFi project. They want to make sure they get listings as soon as possible on stuff like CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. Then they're going to do a social media campaign and YouTube campaign, try and get the word out there a little bit more. Talk about then getting some more partnerships, moving to cross-chain, which I'm pretty sure they mentioned already being cross-chain as the project starts. We'll go over that in a little second with the pre-sale partners, what I was talking about, and then eventually some NFTs and central exchange listings. So next I just want to go over and show these partners that they were talking about before. So basically what this is a bunch of existing DeFi projects that partnered with these, and they're helping to raise the funds for the pre-sale. So one thing I would say with this is that, most of these are auto-rebase projects anyway. Not all of them, but, some of them. So I guess the people that are still holding these kind of projects are the guys that, are interested in auto-rebase projects. And obviously, especially some of these projects like Titano being on for so long, obviously guys that like holding these projects long term. And so this is how much they've raised so far. They've raised 1,740,000 Now, they do say on the Discord that their soft cap is actually at 10 million, which is absolutely huge. Now, we know that we are still currently in a bear market, have been for a while, and DeFi projects are really struggling to raise funds at the minute. So even though, like I say, they're a big project, they've got a big community behind them, and all these different partners with some huge projects as well, I still think 10 million is way too high. It's going to be very unlikely that they manage to raise that soft cap. They already have made some announcements stating that that is probably going to be the case. It doesn't matter. They will just, continue the pre-sale on for the 2-week duration that it was planned to last for anyway, and then they will launch whichever market cap that they have at the end of those 2 weeks. Now, in terms of is that market cap going to be too high or too low, you got to think 1,700,000. Comparing to other large auto rebase projects that have launched before, such as Titano and Libro and Seifu. It's actually smaller than their market cap that they started at. But the overall market sentiment back then to now is completely different. So I'm not going to be the person to tell you that this is going to be too big or it's going to be too small or anything like that. Obviously, you've got to make your own decisions. I'm not a financial advisor. I'll leave that up to you. And yeah, so there's some big projects on there. One thing I did want to mention as well is we'll just go onto the white paper now, because we're going to talk about the team, because the team is actually a bunch of guys that have come from some of these projects, and that's why they're partner projects. Some guys in the team are actually from the Titano team. There's some guys from Great Finance and EMP and stuff like that. So yes, we're going about the team. It says somewhere about it. It says that the core team is KYC'd and doxed. To be honest, in here I don't see any information about that, so obviously you want to do your own research about that. But like I said, there is numerous team members that do come from projects that have been KYC or docs, like Titano and Great Finance and stuff like that. But obviously I still recommend that you do your own research. So let's go look into the white paper in a little bit more detail, see if there's some things that I've missed out. We've already gone through this is the official list of partners. I think these 4 are highlighted as the top ones because actually the team of Liquid Capital comes from these projects. So some of them originally were working for Titano or Great Finance or Hard Orbital, and these are the rest of the partners that they've picked up along the way. So yeah, I will be leaving a copy of the white paper in the description of this video. So I'm not going to go through and read all this stuff. We've already talked about some of the key features of the project, about they've got a variable APY and also a variable tax. And yeah, if you do want to read into this kind of stuff in more detail, obviously just got to click on the link in the description of this video. So we'll go and read a little bit more about the pre-sale allocations and where it's going to go. You can see here where the percentages of where the tokens are going. Yeah, it doesn't mention too much about the exact soft cap and hard cap and stuff like that. I was saying before, you can see that in the announcements of the Discord channel. I think each project has a hard cap of $2 million. But as you can see from how much they've raised at the moment, it's going to be very unlikely that any of these projects raise $2 million in total. And the actual soft cap that they had stated was going to be 10 million, but the project still will launch if it won't reach 10 million, which it most probably won't do. Like I said, still got most of the 2 weeks to go, but I very highly doubt that this is going to, because most people are obviously going to contribute at the start anyway. And so let's see if they got anything else to on here. Yeah, we'll go to the buy and sell fees. We haven't talked about that. Pretty standard really for not a rebase project. 35% all around tax. If you buy into the pre-sale, obviously you eliminate this 15% buy tax. Actually, on launch, the sell tax will be 26%, which is going to move down periodically to 20%. I'm going to see if we've got that written in a bit more detail. Here we go. So the taxes are going to start at 26%. That's going to be for the first 30 days, which is then going to move down to the second month to 23, and after 2 months to 20. So just make sure when you're buying in, and so you say you want to do a quick flip, that you take into consideration the 26% sell tax on launch. Now, I do know that the people that buy into the pre-sale, you are going to get 20% extra tokens. So pretty much if you sold out at launch, you would be still at a very slight loss, a 6% loss because of the 26% sell tax. But pretty much getting 20% extra tokens at launch and buying into the pre-sale means basically that you are launching at break even, including the sell taxes basically. And yeah, the audit still isn't done. So yeah, with this one, you've still got the best part of 2 weeks to do some research on this project. Go through all the information, join their Discord channel, get a feel for the community and stuff like that before making your decision. Also, you've got to take into consideration the current market sentiment. We are still in a bear market. We're probably still not bottomed out. BTC probably still hasn't bottomed out yet. We don't know what's going to happen in the future, in the next month or 2 months or 3 months. And we do know that these drastic drops and crashes in the market do drastically affect all DeFi projects. So you've got to take that into consideration before you go jumping into any of these pre-sales. And so hope you guys got some out of that. I'll be sticking all the information about the project in the description of the video. And as always, guys, until next time, bye.